I'm Insomniac, and this is Starbucks Komodo Dragon Blend.
Oh, yo!
Insomniac.
Okay, so today we're looking at Starbucks Komodo Dragon Blend. This is a coffee that I've had a bunch of times, not recently though, a while ago, so I guess it's just, a blend that Starbucks continues to make, because this was sent in pretty recently. Packaging's a little bit different, but I'm assuming it's the same Komodo Dragon blend from Starbucks that I've had before. It says complex and herbal, Starbucks dark roast, 100% Arabica coffee. I am definitely not going to read all that on the side there, but there's a bunch of stuff there. Then you have your grind size and brewing recommendations on the back. Give you a close-up of the packaging here. Kind of cool looking bag. And while we're here, we might as well take a look at the beans. Alright, well, let's see what it smells like. Really sweet earth. It's like a giant pile of dirt if you were to mix in equal parts sugar. Yeah, very, very sugary sweet and earth, and that's literally it. Usually I have quite a few aromas that, something gets triggered, but this is literally just sugar and dirt. Alright, well, let's brew some of this up with the AeroPress and see what it smells and tastes like in liquid form. Okay, so we brewed some of this up with the AeroPress. Let's see what it smells like now that we have it in liquid form. Well, it smells exactly the same as it smelled in the bag, except warm, obviously, because now we added hot water. It's like pouring warm sugar into a pot of soil. That's the best way I could describe it, but it's basically just still raw sugar and earth. Well, hopefully when we drink it, we'll get more than sugar and earth. Let's give that a shot. Okay, well, the main flavor is earth, but there is a little bit more to it than that. There's a little bit of a kind of kitchen spice. It reminds me of oregano. Not really sure how I feel about that in a coffee, but it's there. Then you have a tiny bit of brown sugar, so it's kind of like brown sugar and earth. So brown sugar, earth, you have a little bit of, like I said, it kind of like oregano. Well, maybe that's the herbal. It says on here, fresh herbs and a lingering spice. It says earthy, though, so they got that part right. But I don't know where the complex part comes in. I'm not saying I'm the master of coffee tastings by any means, but this is really, it's basically just still a little bit of, a very tiny bit, as opposed to the aroma. A tiny bit of brown sugar, you have some earth, and you have something that reminds me of oregano. The only other thing that you get, let me just take another sip just to be sure, even though I can still taste it. Yep, the only other thing you get is a shit ton of bitterness. And it's kind of through the sip and then long into the finish. You get, this says, lingering spice. No, it's lingering over-roasted burnt shit is basically what it tastes like. Hopefully if you're watching Should I Drink This, it's for honesty, because that's what you're gonna get here. And yeah, I don't even want to drink any more of this, honestly. I actually don't recall liking this coffee back in the day when I had tried it, and unfortunately it's still the same today. So really, the one positive that I could give this coffee in terms of drinking it, which is the point of the coffee, it smells really good, even though it's not super interesting. It's just the sugar and earth kind of thing. But you don't buy coffee so you can sniff it all day, you buy it so you can drink it. The one positive is that the body's fantastic. It really is, kind of big, bold, rich coffee. The problem is it's not very complex. You don't get a lot of flavors, and you have a lot of bitterness. You have to be a real specific kind of coffee drinker to enjoy bitterness, and I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. I'm assuming there are some people that like a little bit of bitterness, but I would assume that that's more, you know, like you like a little bit of a kind of citrusy bitterness or something like this. This is just like typical Starbucks, the stuff was over roasted type bitterness. So yeah, smells a lot better than it tastes. You have good body, but you really don't have many flavors. If I were talking 1 to 10, I'd give this coffee like a 4. It's definitely not the worst I've had, but it's also not very good. Alright, well, I'm going to prep myself ahead of time for all the thumbs downs and angry comments, because Starbucks is packed full of fanboys, so I'm sure that this is somebody's favorite coffee, if not quite a few people that are watching this video. If you happen to be one of those people, feel free to leave comments down below, tell me how terrible I am and all that good stuff. If you've had this coffee and hated it, also feel free to leave comments below. Leave comments below for whatever. Like, share, subscribe, all that awesome stuff. I am just gonna go pour this down the sink, and I'll see you at the next one.